everyone. Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thank you for joining me. Tonight, I'm going to be doing the predictions for this week and next week. So I will not be taking a live caller today. I won't be able to do next Thursday's show live since I'll be traveling out of town for my sister's wedding next weekend. Before I get into predictions, I just wanted to make a quick announcement. I just launched a monthly question service in preparation for my app, which I'll be launching hopefully by May of this year. Basically, this is to help me get into the practice of being available at a push of a button. So I'm offering a monthly subscription service to ask 1, 2, or 3 questions a month for $22, $35, or $58. And you'll be able to email your question or questions during each month for quick guidance. And in the future with the app, you'll actually be able to send me a text message, a voice message, or a video message through the app, and I'll send you a video or voice message with my response. So I wanted to come up with a way for those of you who are always on the go or aren't in need of a full session with me at times. Sometimes, you guys just want to I just have a quick question. And so that's why I created this. So if you're interested, you can go to my website under the monthly psychic subscriptions tab to sign up. My website is askrebecca.guru. All right, so let's get into tonight's predictions for this week, which run through to next Thursday, March 15th. These are general predictions for everyone in areas of work, love, finances, health, and spirituality. So the general themes, this week I feel like everyone will be clearing something out of their personal life or their personal space. Basically, you'll be creating space in your life. For some of you, this will look like cleaning out closets and clutter. Some will be clearing people from their lives. Some will be leaving jobs. Others will be clearing out the yard and cleaning up the outside of the home. And I feel like every single person will be clearing out some sort of old, outdated belief and or repressed emotions that you've been hanging on to for years. Then there are some, well, not even some. So there was this weird vision that I had, and it looked like there was going to be someone, maybe even more than one person, that I see clearing out a grocery aisle. I don't know if it's connected to this person's job or it kind of felt like connection to a job, but then there was also this feeling like somebody was just in the grocery aisle, like completely losing their mind and just like clearing aisles. So I'm interested to see if that happens. Either way, some of you will just become aware of what needs clearing from your life, but you won't actually take any real action this week, but you'll just be aware of what you need to do to make some room in your life. Now, some of you will be stepping into the part of your being which embodies dignity, elegance, compassion, love, deep wisdom, and natural true authority. For some of you, this will show up in the form of another person who has all these qualities. A few of you already know this person, and then the rest of you will just be meeting this person. And this person, I feel like this person may be a feminine energy, which brings you love, wisdom, and encourages you to be your true self. And, feminine energy doesn't mean that it will be a woman. It could be a man that is more a loving, soft-spoken, feminine type energy. So I don't want you to get fixated on the sex, but just the energy portion of it. I also feel like several of you will experience ideal conditions this week, which bring you together to experience two halves of the same whole. So for me, what that felt like was the majority, I feel you guys are going to meet someone that you just instantly click with. It's a feeling of right place, right time, the perfect moment. So for some of you, this will be a romantic connection. Others, it will be a friendship. Then there's also some of you that will meet up with a business partnership type situation, or even a business connection that leads you somewhere else, or maybe you end up clicking with one of your vendors and you decide to do something together to generate more business for the two of you. Now, I also feel like it will be a spiritual connection. And it could even manifest in objects like magnets connecting or places. It doesn't really feel like, it feels like it could be like a little bit of everything. So it's a feeling of opposites unite to become one. And maybe it'll be something as simple as you becoming one with your couch while vegging out this weekend, or it could be as magical as meeting the love of your life. Either way, something will attract and unite. So look forward to that this week. Keep your eyes open. I also see several of you determined to see something through this week, even if there are some challenges that pop up with whatever it is you're determined to get accomplished. I just feel like those obstacles are just not even going to be impactful to you in any way. I just feel like you're focused, you're dedicated and courageous. You're not giving up. You're just keeping on no matter what. So that's awesome. And I wish you lots and lots of success with that. There will also be some energy swirling around that could have you feeling completely disconnected from your life. So for some of you, it feels like, you're just kind of on cloud nine, things are good, and you're just feeling above, like almost like you're floating. So try to get grounded and be in your life. But for others, I feel like it's going to be, from your perspective, it feels like your old life. And it's because you've been working on becoming a better version of yourself. So you'll feel disconnected. Again, you'll be looking at it as like, oh, well, that's my old life and that's not who I am anymore. There's a new version of me, and that's the version of myself that I'm going to pursue and help grow and evolve. So this week you've got fresh eyes on your life, and you're fully ready to embark on new beginnings, and things feel right. Things are clicking into place. It just feels like a really good energy. Lots of focus on work and career this week. I think it's a great week to start something new, and everyone, I feel like, is really going to be feeling pretty upbeat and optimistic overall when it comes to working life. So for those of you that are employed, I feel like some of you may feel like slacking off this week or half-assing things. And it could be because you are in that like up energy and you're just kind of like your head's in the clouds. You're not really feeling focused, and you don't want to really work at the work that you're at. So I kind of feel like that could come up for some of you that are a little less grounded. And I do feel like there could also be some feelings of jealousy this week in the work environment. And if it's not you feeling this way, then it feels like it could be a coworker. Don't let the negativity bring you down. It's a great week for work, so shine on. And I feel like some of you may just get a pay bump in your check this week. Also, it's a great week to ask for what you want and need at work. So do it. Don't be afraid. I feel like you'll be successful. So if you need a new computer or a better chair, or you need some extra, you want a pay raise, like go for it, ask for it. Work, for those of you looking for a job, I feel new jobs for some of you. I just feel like some of you are starting new jobs. I feel some of you, even if you're not starting this week, I feel like you'll be contacted and, seal the deal. Like, hey, you're hired. When can you start? Or, we need you this day. Others feels like new leads with some real promising outcomes for you. I do feel like some are getting callbacks. I also feel like there's, like I said, callbacks for actual jobs, and then callbacks or calls for interviews. And I do feel like some of you are going to be taking steps to actually pursue your own side hustle. And for some of you, I feel like it's, some real business opportunities that you could really create something successful. And I feel like this week you're really going to put those wheels in motion and really start looking at how you can manifest that in your life and how you can create that and what it looks like. So stay positive. It looks really good, and go for what you want. Love, those of you in committed relationships, it's a great week for love. I feel like some of you are going to find out you're pregnant, so congratulations. If that's what you wanted. Some of you will make the solid decision to add to your family this week. For some of you, it will be adding a pet. Others will decide to have a baby. And I feel like a few of you are going to be looking into adoption. And I also feel like some are going to be looking into in vitro or other fertility options. And for those of you who are not looking to add to your families, it's a high fertility week, so use protection. And many of your relationships are rising to new levels of understanding and new beginnings. So that's really exciting. And I feel that even for those of you that may have been struggling or having a difficult time in your relationship, this week it just feels lighter and easier for you to be able to express yourselves. And I feel like real resolutions could happen, and a deeper connection, and a new way of being together in your relationship. Those of you that are looking for love, I feel like it's a great week to meet people, especially through work. The only caution this week for some of you is not to be overly submissive or behave like you're less than in some way, like you're inferior or you're putting people on pedestals that you're interested in. Stay grounded in who you are, and remember you're just as amazing and fantastic as the person sitting across from you, okay? Because they're a reflection of you. I do feel new love relationships starting for some of you this week. Some of you may have been hanging out or dating someone, or whatever you want to call it. Like, I feel like there's not a real label to this. It just feels like you're kind of sort of hanging out, whatever. And I feel like it does become more solid this week. Finances, money should be going well this week. If it doesn't, it will be soon. I do feel like how well you do financially this week will be in direct proportion to how hard you've worked and how much you've tried. And again, this is a great week to ask for what you deserve at work. Don't beg, but definitely ask. And I do feel like some of you have gifts of money or inheritances coming your way from unexpected sources. I don't necessarily feel like that will show up this week, but you may get word that that's going to be heading your direction. Or, again, some of you might stumble across a $10 bill on the ground or something like that as well. And also remember that, it may not be money. It may show up in some other type of way or form, but it has value. So maybe somebody gives you a ring or some clothes or, food or whatever it is. There's abundance coming towards you this week. Health. A caution this week about overdoing things. Some of you, I feel like you may still be feeling tired and fatigued. And it feels like that could be lingering from the beginning of this year. Others of you, I feel like, will start to feel tired and fatigued. And if you're tired, rest, listen and trust your instincts. And then if you think you need to go to the doctor, I would highly suggest that you go. If that's something that's been weighing on you, which I do feel like some of you have been thinking about, man, I should really go to the doctor and get checked out. Well, go and get checked out. This is also a great week to start new healthy lifestyles. So if you wanted to start exercising, or you want to start eating more vegetables, or you want to try being vegetarian, or, whatever it is that you've kind of been toying with, this is a great week to get that started. I feel like you'll have success. And remember, take baby steps. You don't want to just jump in and burn yourself out. Spirituality. Spiritual growth is free. Some of you are in a phase of overspending or blindly following spiritual leaders and churches who claim to have your best interest at heart, but really they just want your money. So I would just caution you to pay attention, where you're investing your time, energy, and money, and how that really is paying off for you. And I do feel like everyone will have some sort of a new spiritual influence coming into their life this week. Some will find a trusted spiritual role model. And a reminder for all, your mind and body are more closely connected than you think. So when you've got emotional stuff going on, that physically affects you. So deal with what you're feeling, deal with your emotions, confront whatever it is, be honest with yourself. Because if you suppress and shove it down, then it will manifest itself in the physical. You'll get sick, you'll have aches, you'll have pains, and and the longer you suppress, the worse the illness can get. So, just keep that in mind when you're going through the week as well. Now, that covers this week's predictions. Now let's get into the following week's predictions, which run from March 15th through March 22nd. Again, these are general predictions for everyone in the areas of work, love, finances, health, and spirituality. Now, the general themes, this week you could feel stripped of all falseness in your life. Now, that could show up in a million different ways, right? So anything that isn't true, whether it's false beliefs, whether it's somebody that you thought was a friend, but they're really not a friend. Maybe there's things that you've been untrue about. So all of these things I feel like are going to come up into your reality, into your awareness. You'll be confronted with these things and you will need to sort them out. I do feel like you may feel raw. You'll feel real, more real than you already feel. I do feel vulnerability, and maybe even a little tenderness. Like I feel, you may feel a little broken down, but it's really, really, really a good thing, right? Again, it's like these are things that you want to confront, because if you don't, you're just going to keep attracting more of the same into your life. So really become aware of what's trying to reveal itself to you. I do feel like many of you could experience deeper levels of love. Your hearts are more open. You're letting the walls down. The chains are coming off. The locks are falling away from your heart. Like you're really, really opening yourself up and you're setting your heart free. And, those moments can be really, really intense and you can feel really, really exposed. But again, just look at the bigger picture, because, you being open and open to giving and receiving that love, that's what you're going to attract into your life. Everything is going to be a mirror reflection of you. So the more that you can get in touch with yourself and allow yourself to be vulnerable, the better your life will be, even though it sounds counterintuitive, but trust me, it does. Some of you will find yourselves at a major crossroad in your life. I feel like a decision needs to be made, and not even needs to be made. The word must comes to mind. Like, I feel like you have to, like, you must make a decision. You're going to be making it no matter what, in some way. And remember, doing nothing is still a choice. That's still making a decision. Right? So I would caution you against not doing anything, because then nothing will change. Okay? So try to be courageous, make the decision, choose wisely. I feel like for some of you, this decision will revolve around something that has expired in your life. It's old. It's time to let it go. For some of you, it's people that you need to get rid of out of your life that are bringing you down, that are weighing you down. For some of you, it's the places that you live, the places that you go. I just feel like you need a change of scenery. Some, it's a belief system. It's something that you believe. And remember, just because you believe something doesn't make it true. For some of you, it's a religion. For some, it's a job. Some, it's your attitude. It's the way that you actively engage in your life and how you look at things. And I feel like, for some, it could even be a combination. It may be multiple little things of each situation that need to come up and be revealed to you that you need to let go of. And, I feel like make a choice to let it go. Choose to see things with a new approach and a new attitude, right? And if you can and you do, you'll feel set free. You'll just feel transformed in some way. And with that, it carries forward momentum. And then you will just see the things start happening in your life that you've wanted, and you'll feel better, and things just seem to get better. So several of you, I do also feel like you need a major adjustment of your priorities. You're stuck focusing on what's going wrong in your life and what you don't want in your life. That perspective and making that a priority and looking at it in that way, it's a losing battle. And choose to focus on what's going right in your life. There's something going right in your life, right? Like you woke up today, that's something going right in your life. And what you do, focus on what you do want in your life. And I've said that 100 times, and I'll say it 100 more. Focus on what you want, because that's what is going to come to you, right? The more you focus on what you don't want, then you're just going to keep getting what you don't want. So I just feel like I need to say, please stop dwelling on the negative. A good practice to begin this week is to catch yourself every time you complain about something or someone. And complaints are super sneaky. We complain about everything. Oh, it's too hot. It's too cold. Oh my God, this and that. Like we're always finding something wrong. And when we do that, we just keep creating things in our life that are wrong. So focus on all the things that you do like, and that will continue then to bring you joy and happiness. So focus on things that you like and be grateful, and then you'll receive more of those good things in your life. For some, this is going to be an emotional week. Your hearts are healing, and in order for them to heal, you have to deal with what you've repressed. So let it come up and out. Don't dwell on what's coming up. Just acknowledge and accept. The intensity will lessen if you can do that. If you resist it, it's just going to linger and hang on. So just acknowledge it. It's, I'm sad. You feel sad. Great. You feel like crying, cry a little bit, right? Let it happen naturally and move through you. And if you're not proactively participating and paying attention to what's happening inside of you on an emotional level, you better believe the universe is going to send you some people and situations that will bring it up. And, it's all about a cleansing and a clearing. So be aware and pay attention. It's going to be another high energy week as well. I feel like you'll be setting goals, or at least have some in mind. You'll be feeling pretty clear about your hopes and dreams and what you're willing to do to make them come true. I feel like you'll be getting things done. You'll be testing yourself to prove you've got what it takes. I feel like you're determined and ambitious. And this is a great time to move forward with whatever is in your heart and head. And make sure you use your heart and your head together. And even though, I said that it was going to be an emotional week as well for some of you, but you can have the emotions tied in with your determination and focus. Like those emotions can fuel that forward, clear thinking in some way if you deal with your emotions in a healthy way, right? So again, just go for what you want. Go for what you want. You have nothing to lose. You're not going to be any worse off than you are in your situation right now. Some of you will experience this energy a little bit differently. I feel like you're in need of space and contemplation. I feel like you need a break. You're burned out. I feel like some of you have had others pushing you too hard for your time and attention, and you're having a difficult time setting boundaries. So I feel like this is a great week to say no. And if you're the one pushing, I feel like, you need to accept no as an answer and give people the space that they need. And some of you may be dealing with some sick loved ones, or someone has to stay in the hospital this week as well. I do feel others will have people set boundaries with them. And I feel like you might be the one being cut out of someone's life. So don't take it personally. Give the space needed, and instead reflect on what your role may have been in the matter and take responsibility for it, and then just let things happen naturally. Work, for those of you employed, this week, I feel like there's small issues that could be blown completely out of proportion. I do feel like some of you have some work rivalries or coworkers that you just can't get along with, or you just don't mesh well together. And I feel like that issue could flare up this week. I do feel like some of you may feel like your coworker is working against you, or it just feels like this person's always out to get you. And I could be talking about you. You could be the one that's constantly battling someone at work because of your own insecurities and things like that, or whatever beef you have. I just feel like, let it go. It's just not worth the time or energy. And again, the more that you do put time and energy in this, it's not going to go away. This will be something that happens every couple of weeks. You're going to be battling with this person. Why? For what? So, and with that too, I feel like everyone that is in the office or in that environment, like everybody already knows this person, likes to cause inner office drama and stuff. So I just feel like, why contribute to that? I only have 2 minutes left. Let me get a move on here. I do feel like some of you just need to take a couple of days off of work. Consider taking a Friday and a Monday, or one of those days. Take one day for rest and the other to job search, because I feel like some of you really need to get out of the jobs that you currently have. Work, for those of you looking for a job, things may not be going so well in the job search department this week. I just don't feel like there's a lot of leads or a lot of action. The energy feels a little stagnant for that. But don't take it personally. Don't freak out. Just be patient. I do feel like you'll get some leads soon. Use that opportunity to maybe just allow yourself to rest a little bit. The majority of us have been working since we were like 15. So it's okay if you need a couple, take some downtime. Love, committed relationships. I feel like some couples may be feeling pressure to move too quickly or go too far about some matter. And perhaps it's like outside pressure from family and friends. When are you getting married? When are you having kids? Why haven't you bought a house yet? The usual stuff. So tell them to pack sand in the most loving way possible. And remember, it's your life, your time schedule. I do feel like some couples could be feeling disconnected from each other. No biggie. It happens. It's probably needed. Give each other some space. You're responsible for your own happiness.